Hey, what's going on, traders? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So today I want to show you a very simple swing trading strategy where you can catch a couple of hundred pips swinging these big moves with a very simple strategy. So if you have no trading experience at all, this is going to be a fantastic place for you to start. Of course, as you progress throughout your journey as a trader, you can start to stack up more confluences. I like to say the more confluences, the more confidence you will have. So as you progress, you can start to add these things in, but as starting out, you can trade this very simple strategy that I'm going to show you very profitably. And there is actually people that do trade this style full time, so maybe you're the type of person that does like to keep it really simple, and then if so, this is the strategy for you. So I'm going to show you how to find these setups, why they work so well, and how you can actually implement this into your strategy. So stay tuned, watch till the end. I'm going to be sharing this full strategy with you, and let's jump on the charts. What's going on, guys? So if you don't already know me, before we jump on the charts, my name is Aaron, also known as Forex with Aaron on here and Instagram. So what I do is share lots of trading tips and advice, and also investing, not only just on Forex. I mainly trade Forex, but I also trade cryptos, commodities, and equities as well. So if you're interested in any of that, then please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be sharing a lot more on YouTube in coming time. So predominantly, I am a swing trader. I like to swing trade as it gives me the freedom to allow me to do the things that I want to do in life. I'm not the type of person who loves to be sat in front of the charts 24/7. All of us have other things going on in our life. And if you're just getting started into trading, you have other commitments. So sitting in front of the charts, day trading 24/7 isn't necessarily the thing for you. So hopefully this strategy will help you with this as well, as this is what I do, and these are the positions that I have been taking recently. So I want to share these with you guys in the most simplest form. This is a foreign exchange pair. Today we're going to be looking at the pound against the Japanese yen, and we are going to be longing this, trading a very simple price action strategy of simple breaks and retests of level of support and resistance. If you don't know what support and resistance are, I suggest you head over to babypips.com. I'll leave a link below and read up on the basics of that. It will get you up to a very good level where you can understand this strategy. But I think even just by visually looking at this already, it's probably pretty easy and simple for you to see how this strategy works. And this is the 4-hour time frame. However, this actually works on all time frames. It's a very good, simple, effective strategy. So if you're just getting started, it can help you out a lot by filtering out a lot of different noise. And as you develop within your journey, you can start to add up more confluences. But for now, I'm going to share this strategy with you where we're going to be trading breakouts and price action. So the first thing we want to do with this strategy is understand what trend are we currently in. So I'm going to be showing you guys this strategy on the daily and the 4-hour time frame, so you can get to grips of how to swing these big moves, so you don't have to be sat in front of the charts 24/7. However, like I say, this does work on all time frames, but for the purpose of this example, I want to show you guys how you can swing trade this strategy. So first things first, looking on the daily time frame, I want to understand what current trend are we in. And as we can see, what we are doing is we're creating a series of highs, lower highs, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high, and so on. You get the picture. So we are pushing up in this uptrend where we're creating a series of higher highs and higher lows. So we are in an uptrend. That's the first thing we want to do. Understand on the higher time frames, what trend are we in? So for the purpose of this section, I'm going to show you guys the most recent data on pound Japanese yen, the trades that I have been taking. Well, let's start from November to currently where we are at. And what you guys can still see on this lower time frame is adding up with the daily, where we're still in this uptrend. There will be times where we do have these deep pullbacks. Here, to me, looks like a downtrend, but on the daily, I'm seeing an uptrend. So this kind of contradicts itself. I want to see it when all time frames line up well. So as we can now see, looking at most recent price action and the trades that I've been taking, the lower time frame trend is now following along with the daily, where we're in this bullish trend again of creating highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs, and so on. I will show you guys the trades that I've taken, and also how you can catch the exact trades and how I actually took them. So what we want to do is we want to go on here on TradingView, and we want to get the rectangle tool, and this will allow us to draw zones in the market where we see levels of support and resistance. Okay, so first things first, I'm not even looking at all of this. I'm just trying to understand how we would have caught this, and what I can see is these wicks tell me liquidity is sitting within this level. So I'm going to draw my zone from this point here, incorporating this wick, and I want to incorporate this big wick here, because this big wick here is very, very significant to me. So all of this range for me is a 50 pip range, 55 pip range of price action activity. So if we drag this across, we can then see how well this actually works. So once we get this big bullish engulfing candle where we have now created a new higher high, we want to understand, where are we next going to create that lower high? Well, once we've broken a level of resistance, before the markets have that next big push off, we're going to come back down and test this as support before then having the next big push up. For us now, this is one big buy zone. What we can see here, guys, is this isn't the cleanest price action. I didn't want to show you just a picture perfect example. I want to show you the reality. What we want to do is let's use the replay tool. Let's go back to when price was around here. Price is now broken out, retested, had a push back down again, and this is where we want to look to take a long position as price is broken, and we want to follow this next trend for the next big swing back up. So let's just say we took a long position here, okay? We would want to have our stop loss below this zone, because if price breaks below this zone, then we would want to be out of the trade. Remember, this is the 4-hour time frame, so these are very, very big moves. Of course, what you could do is start to stack up confluences again, where we have breakout and retests within a breakout and retest. So maybe once we break out of this, then you could look to get involved with an even nicer, tighter stop loss and better risk to reward. But for the purpose of this example and keeping it very, very simple, I'm just going to show you this one for now. So price is broken out, retested. Longs here would have been nice, but I'm going to say that we took longs here, went into a slight bit of drawdown, but we're holding our position and looking it to play back up into these highs, where we want to see price come out, take out this high, create a new higher high to allow us to keep holding onto our position. So let's skip this forward. So we've now skipped on price, and we can see that we're now starting to hit another level of resistance around these previous highs. So the way that you can trade this strategy is you can target previous highs where you can secure some profits and you can let the rest run. So in this example, playing up to these highs, we've come up to a total of 3.5%. Really nice swing trade. Remember, this is the 4-hour time frame, catching 260 pips. So a very, very nice position there. Let's clean this off and skip on price action to see how we can then get the next move. Because from what we can currently see is price is actually failing to create a new higher high, where we're creating this double top. So we expect that we're going to have some sort of pull down from this region. But in the swing of things, to make this setup invalid, we don't want to see price break below here on the higher time frames. We want this uptrend to continue. So as we can see, price has now started to bounce within a sort of range. So what we can see for GJ is we're now actually ranging. So we're range bound. We're in a zone. We're stuck within this zone waiting for a breakout. And although you may look at this and see, look, we've taken out this low. So doesn't this make the long setup invalid? Well, actually it doesn't, because if we go onto the daily, what we can see is these were actually two big wicks. So these were kind of liquidity grab to have that next push up. So as we can see, the body's never actually closed below our zone, which is very, very nice to see. So it gives us more confluences that longs are still very much valid. Let's be safe and say we didn't take longs from this zone, as GJ was just ranging, and we don't really want to get involved with the range. We want to see when price breaks out and then look to how we get involved. So we can see that this point here is where price finally broke out of this range. So we've now created a new higher high. So now we want to look to get involved on this pullback to then play this back up. So how do we do that? What we can already see is, look, we've got some nice wicks here. So here's a nice level of support. So we've got this zone, and then we also have these wicks coming along down here. So support, broken, resistance, broken again. What do you want to see? Come back down and test as support, which we did absolutely perfectly. So but we've broken, retested. From here, we want to take a long position. We want to have our stop loss below this zone, and then here again. This point here would be a nicer entry, because if it's going to be a confirmed level of support, we want to see it test at least twice. So if we get into a long position here, we can have our stop loss a little bit tighter. We can have it risking, if I just delete this, we can have the long position here risking our stop loss off this low, because if we then come down and take out this low, then we wouldn't really want to be involved. So playing this up, first target around this double top, that would have given us right there a nice 7.5%. So at this point, we could secure some profits, go to break even. What can we also see now? We can also see this level of resistance where price dipped down and then broke back out again. And this is a very, very key, interesting area. So if we just keep, say we secured some profits and we're going to let this ride up. So we'll just We'll hide this for now. And this point here would have caught a lot of people off, okay? A lot of people would have saw this break below, look for the retest, and then go short. But what we can actually see is following this uptrend, we got these high, lower low, sort of ranging, stuck in this range. And now we've had the breakout. So this is the new low that we want to watch out for. And this is the new higher high. And this is nothing but an equal low. See? We never actually broke this. So this is nothing but an equal low to then have this push back up. So remember, in order for us to have a change of a trend, we need to see this level broken. So if we were going to look at shorts, we would want to see this low get broken. However, we didn't do that. We just created a double bottom and then had a push right back up. So this was actually really, really nice to see. I think this would have caught a lot of people off on the wrong side. So if we just extend this, here wouldn't have been a valid place for us to get involved as we broke, but we now know that as we haven't broken this level, that the trend is still bullish. So we want to see another breakout of this range to then get back involved. So here's we retest once, come back down, retest again. Second touch is always the most confirmed. So we could have had an order set or an alert, got long there, placing our stop loss below this low, and then looking to ride this up as well, where we could have had. So we could have come up for a first target from around these highs, and that's 2.7, and then to keep riding this up. The way that I would have held on to this is, again, seeing this level of resistance, broke out again, retested, another long position, once, twice. Second time is where we want to get involved. We want to have our stop loss below the previous wick, and then that's how we catch another position again. So in a total of just trading this price action here, there's a total of 7.5%. and an 8% there. So two fantastic positions, simply trading ranges, waiting for the breakout, the retest, and then just going long. So I'm actually going to clean this all up and show you guys the positions that I actually had and why I took these. So guys, these are my positions on GJ, trading simply breakouts and retests and just following this trend. The reason how I took this massive position here, which I secured some profits around these levels. However, I never fully closed a position. I like to hold on to a portion. Because what I saw in higher time frames was we were still creating these higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs, and still following this uptrend. So for me to close my position just really wouldn't make sense. The reason that I caught this massive move here, which is currently running at nearly 1,000 pips, was this simple strategy of, see here, see how we have all these wicks. We have all this level here. Look at this. See when we broke out here, we never actually came back down to retest these levels. So what I was waiting for, I wasn't looking to get involved with all of this noise. Nor did I get scared when I saw this pushing up and think it was just going to skyrocket. I simply stuck to my plan, and my plan tells me that when we break out, when we retest, that's when I want to look to get involved. Until that happens, then there's no trade there for me. So what I wanted to see was a rejection, which we had. If we just come back down to this level, we rejected this zone, bounced up really, really nice. And as we pulled back, that's where I took a long, my stop loss below this low, and I just kept riding this up. So that's that position there. Let's clean that off. And then what I also saw was this price action here, which I showed you guys where GJ was simply stuck in a range. I didn't look to take longs here as I wanted to wait for a breakout. I wanted to wait for this point here where price broke out, had a pullback. I wanted to wait for where price broke out and then came to test a level of support to then have that bounce back up. So that's when I saw this point here of price coming down to test this level. What I waited for was a bounce of support, a retest. I took a long, my stop loss was below this low, and looking to ride this up and keep following this trend. So that played out really, really nice. We came up, created a new high, we pulled back down. Here would have been a really, really nice long position where we have, if I clean this up just to show you guys, this double bottom, equal low. Longs from there would have been really, really nice. However, I didn't catch the move. You can't catch every move, then that's okay. So what I waited for was price to break back above, trade within this where we broke out, retested support, pushed up, retest again, caught the really, really nice wick, and then price continued this trend. So exactly the same thing again. See here, we have these wicks, resistance, 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 broke, retest, support, bounce, support, holding very, very nice. And then I simply just took another long position. So fantastic, fantastic moves there. A total of 13, let's say 9.5, sorry, 8.5, and then a 7. So a total of like 37%. That was absolutely fantastic, fantastic move. Did I hold on to these full positions? Absolutely not. I wanted to secure some, so still running great, great, great positions. Although I didn't hold fully, I'm not kicking myself because when I would have seen these pullbacks, then I would have got scared out anyway. So for me, I'm more than happy to secure some profits when I get around new highs and double tops, and then I let the rest run and go to break even. And that works for me, and that's what's worked very, very well in this strategy. So when we were around these regions and I was following this trend, if this point here had broken out and closed below this low and started to do this new downtrend and then retested, then I would have closed this position. And as we pulled back up and retested, then I'd be looked to go in short. I would just follow the trend back down. It's as simple as that. You don't have to really overcomplicate. This is a very, very simple strategy of finding levels of support and resistance and just waiting for breakouts. So again, here, if we broke this level of support, I'd be looking for the retest to confirm as resistance, and then I would look to go short and maybe follow a new trend back down. However, we didn't. We kept creating a series of higher highs and higher lows, and I kept just following this breakout and retest strategy to keep following the trend. So what do I think is next? Where will I be looking to add in again? Well, we can see we have this level of resistance here with this wick that we haven't actually came down and retested. So I do think it's very, very possible for pound Japanese yen to come back down to this region, have this rejection, that rejection again, and then look to have this continuation back up where I'll look to get involved with a long. My stop loss will be below this first touch, so somewhere around here, depending on where it is, and looking to play this up again. But what would happen in the example if we start making new lower lows and new lower highs and new lower lows and new lower highs, and we start a new downtrend? That's very, very simple. Then I would look to then follow that trend back down and look for reversal patterns. I'll do another video on reversal patterns, but just to show you guys, this is currently the level where I want to see price stay above to continue going long and continue holding shorts. But what happens if we do break? Then I will simply look to go short. So if we come down, we bounce, but then we actually break. We take out these lows impulsively and we actually create a new lower low. Then I want to look for a new lower high and then to follow this downward trend. And then we can then look to go short, as this is a level of resistance. Could bounce as support. If we break, then we want to see it retested as resistance. Then I don't want to have my stop loss above this level, and then look to play it down to these lows here. So we get a nice 3% there. If we continue creating lower lows and lower highs, then I can continue riding this down, and you can start to add this up with other complements. So you can sort of see this as a left shoulder, head, and then we come up for a right shoulder. So we got head and shoulders formation, and then you can start stacking up the confluences. What to do now, guys, is backtest this as much as possible. Clean your charts off of everything. Delete everything off your charts. Everything that you've ever had on the trend lines, Fibonacci's, all of that, delete it off and start to trade with just these simple zones and looking for key levels of support or resistance, waiting for breakout, staying very, very patient, and then on the retest, look to get involved. And that's how you can start to build a very, very simple but effective trading plan. So if you guys did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave a thumbs up, subscribed, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions with this trading style or this plan of trading breakouts of support and resistance, then leave a comment below. I will get back to every single one of you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you.